All right, it's Rare Whiskey Friday.
Go ahead.
Welcome to Rare Whiskey Friday. We're going to go through and sample a few whiskeys. Some of them are large brands. More often than not, they are craft brands without a large amount of distribution. If you should be so lucky as to live in an area where you can get your hands on this whiskey, you're welcome for the review. And thank you to the magnificent bastards who sent it in.
9 out of 10.
What was the one?
Yeah, it was at the beginning there.
Lackluster or just slow roll?
It was like there's a few words.
Oh,
There's like a series of 4 to 5 words.
nah, it's bullshit.
A series of 4 to 5 words are rough. Look, 9 out of 10 is not bad.
No.
I think you set too high of a standard.
If you had said 9 out of 10 because enthusiasm was low, I would have bought it.
Well,
But for wording, I'm not buying it.
I think you set too high of a standard for yourself. Because one thing that you need to understand, that the rest of us learned a long, long time ago, you kind of suck.
I know.
See, again, the learning is what needs to happen.
The learning. No, you learn how much you suck at song level 4. All right. So this is a distillery called Soldier Valley.
Okay.
As you can imagine, it's a distillery that their whole thing is we're soldiers, we're America, we like to support American whiskey.
I've never seen a bottle like that.
The guy, one of the guys came out of the military and then got into whiskey through wholesaler and distribution and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to do his own thing. He discovered that no one had ever patented a canteen whiskey bottle. So he's like, we're going to do that.
Okay.
The military canteen.
Canteen whiskey bottle. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then they're going to make whiskey. Now, I have no idea if they made this whiskey or not.
Okay.
I looked really hard.
Honestly, they had
Cannot
to have been, many thousands of dollars into the custom bottle.
Yeah.
That's not cheap to do.
Yeah, close. I mean, you could easily spend 6 figures getting a custom bottle run. This is called Patriarch Whiskey. This is, in theory, honestly, we don't even know what it is.
Okay.
I don't even know is it bourbon? There's not a ton of information about what's going on with these things.
But the bottle, though.
Yeah. I don't even know if they're making it or if I think they're making it, but I can't tell.
Dedicated.
This is Nebraska.
Air bubbles in the back here, I'm popping.
Yeah.
Dedicated to his great uncle, Major Don Roush?
Yeah. Sure, why not?
And those known as Mustangs. Rising through the ranks, blah, blah, blah. He's drafted in the Army, 30 years. So basically, it's in honor of his uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I like the ridge right here. The functionality of it, like the design.
Yeah, it's actually very helpful to not drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's a little meaty.
This is like projects like this, because we don't know if they made it or they sourced it. But projects like this, where it's usually, in honor of somebody, or there's this story of some type of, interesting historical valley in the States somewhere. More often than not, those seem to be source projects.
This smells like rye. I thought I might be getting bourbon, but I can't really tell.
The herbal quality, the sweet herbal.
Yeah. No. What is going on with that?
Could it be a high rye bourbon?
It could be.
Okay.
Well, I really don't know, man. I really don't know.
Or they could, just calling it whiskey, it could have been a blend of a bunch of stuff. Oh, and then the image is, what do you call the airplane art, where you have the dame?
The bomber and the
scantily clad dame.
Pinups.
I don't know if it's pinups or if that type of art is called something specific that goes on planes.
It's like World War II era.
Dames.
Yeah.
But the gams.
Now that's the roaring 20s.
There are fans of the gams and the dames. She's a sweet bird.
It's kind of mild and herbal. A little bit sweet. No real barrel heft. So I'm thinking it's pretty young.
Where am I?
You took a step back. You did the Rex shuffle.
Walk of shame back.
Yeah. Well, look, if you had just twerked, you would have had an explanation.
Just twerk my way back.
Yeah.
All right.
You see what I mean? It's kind of flat, sweet, then slightly herbal. No barrel note to speak of.
It clings, though.
Feels young.
It clings. It stays with you. It doesn't, the finish is still going.
There's no age statement on this either, and it just says distilled from grain, because I don't know why you would put that on there, but...
Right. This, it's not going to be MGP. Unless it's
blended with like a light whiskey or something.
Yeah, they could have blended something with like the high rye. Or maybe, I don't know, man.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is
Anyways.
defying categorization for me. I don't know that I'd call it a bourbon.
I think there's probably a very real rye influence going on here, because I don't know how to get that herbal essence.
Yeah.
Without there being, a meaningful amount of rye.
So, okay, here's what I am going to say. I hope this is a blend, but even if it was a blend, I wish they would have told us, because I love blending. I love the idea of mixing a whole bunch of shit together, and I wish if they're doing something like that, talk about it.
So case in point, it tastes kind of young.
Yeah.
Right. But case in point, it also tastes pretty unique. And that's one of the things that whenever you are good at blending,
I just want to know more.
You can pull from these different sources and create something that's really new. This isn't boring.
No.
It's not amazing. I think it could use some more age. The rye character, a little bright and shiny. It's a little thin with that youngness. What was the proof on that? 43%.
Yeah. So now we're going to try their one that actually says Rye Whiskey.
Okay.
Private stock. Oh, by the way, these are both from Magnificent Bastard Jim Foster.
Jim Foster, you magnificent
Bastard.
The color difference.
Yeah, look how light that rye is. Woo, dog, that is...
Yeah. That's a real thing.
That is new makey young.
Oh, so you think maybe they put... I haven't nosed it yet even. But does the character of this rye, does that have some commonalities with the thing we just did?
No. No, this is more like bourbon now. Go back and smell this. This is more a bourbon note.
The AB, it's more bourbon.
Yeah, high rye bourbon.
And this is an anise. This is like a black licorice rye.
Yeah, and they say it, in theory it could be 4 years old, but good night, that's light.
It's a light color. Where did you say they were based?
Nebraska.
Okay. Well, if it was aged there, then it's not a particularly hot climate.
There's almost like a banana fruit note.
With the black licorice.
With the black licorice. That's a trippy... There's a slight funk that I can't pin down, but I'm going to go with overripe banana. That is the weirdest rye. If you told me that was rye, I would never believe it.
I'm getting...
what is that?
It's almost...
These guys are confusing me.
It's a flash of where black licorice overlaps with root beer.
Yeah, I can see that.
Midway through, it's like a root beer black licorice, and then the finish falls off the cliff pretty quick, actually. It doesn't stick around very long. But is this also 43%, 45%? A little bit higher, 45.
It's kind of boring, but it's different. It tastes like...
That's hard. That's hard to do, though. Because...
To be totally different, but also be boring?
Right.
Yeah. That's pretty weird. It's all right.
It's not bad.
It's not like wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like meh.
I think that, well, I'm going to specifically address what you think is boring. I think could probably be solved with more age and a little bit higher proof.
Yes, I agree.
And I think the difference, the uniqueness, it's not necessarily my preferred flavor set.
Nope.
But I think it could be well executed. I think it's heading in a direction with more age and more proof. Yeah. But it could be an interesting, somewhat unique whiskey.
What if that's a Canadian rye they sourced? Nah, I don't know. Honestly, they could have made every single drop. I don't want to disparage them and
what I think?
Tell the whole world they're sourcing when I have literally no idea.
You know what I think? You know what I think is going on? I think they realized that the less information you put out there about the whiskey, the more we'll talk about it on the show.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, who knows? They geared their entire marketing campaign to a random YouTube channel.
A couple of
twerking asshats.
Well, hold on.
One Kegel and one twerker.
Thanks.
All right.
Accuracy.
I'm kind of excited about this one.
Okay.
So this is a couple of dudes in San Jose, California. Sent by Jeck White.
Jeck?
Jeck.
Are you sure it's Jeck?
Read it.
It says Jeck.
Yeah, it does.
If it's Jack, it's his fault.
Yeah.
Jeck White, you magnificent
Bastard.
I've never heard Jack.
Well, if it's Jack White, then I love your music. No, I'm excited about this because California distilling is such a weird scene. It is all over the map. There's no cohesive direction. There's no cohesive profile that you could find as a commonality. Yeah. The only thing you could find, we were talking about this in the Psalm group the other day, the only thing California distillers have in common is nothing. Right. They're all doing their own thing in small batches with a really weird, unique approach.
Now, the thing, I think, if I had to choose something, because you're right, it's a hodgepodge, it's a patchwork scene. Mm-hmm. But I think
Not bad. I'm not saying it's bad.
No. But I think if there is one thing that I am really eager to see what happens in California on their whiskey scene, it's because so many people come from like real tasting careers and backgrounds from like the wine scene.
Right. And a lot of the wineries are distilling.
Yes.
Right.
And they're bringing very experienced palates into the world of whiskey. So even though it's kind of like just a big, who knows, a grab bag.
Right.
I think there are some very, very talented people in that space right now, in that state.
Oh, there's talent and there's quality spirits.
Yeah.
But it's just, who knows what you're getting.
I think
now, wait. Even just pouring this, my fingers smell like what we're about to drink.
I haven't smelled it yet. One last thing. It was even just a couple of years ago that we were talking about, there was a whiskey that came out of California. And a couple of years ago, we were like, you know what's really surprised me is to not have like an amazingly impressive whiskey scene? California.
Yeah, no, we talked about that.
Because it's very, very recent where, even though it's in a patchwork phase, it's very recent where there's enough stuff starting to come out of there that, you can start to recognize the talent involved.
Yeah, but I think it would help if there was more cohesiveness. But this is like a
peated. Oh, peated. Okay.
Yeah. These are two dudes whose goal was to make scotch.
I was about to say, did you source scotch? I'm talking about California and the talent, and they sourced scotch.
No, they didn't source it. They made it.
Oh.
San Jose, California.
Okay.
They went and apprenticed in Iowa.
Okay.
Their goal is to make scotch.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So 100% Scottish barley.
Okay.
And then they made everything with pot stills.
Yes.
And I kind of like the labeling, even though you would call it boring.
Dude, you're allergic to visibility. I couldn't.
I don't actually care. You go get yourself worked up all you want. I'm not going to change my opinions of the things that I like. I've never once argued that my preferences equal mass consumption. Never.
One of us has to.
I'm just saying, I'm not arguing that we should go with my preference.
Sometimes
I'm just acknowledging my preference.
Sometimes I would like to be understated and lazy and unimaginative.
Is that what it is?
And with a complete lack of which number black shirt is that? What number black shirt are we wearing today?
This outfit has saved my life.
Is that number 16?
This has saved my life.
All right.
The ability to stop thinking about that has totally been a game changer for me. Okay.
You know what? But that's where we'll get back to it. We'll get back to it.
What? But I want to drink it.
But this is where you went wildly wrong.
I haven't even smelled it
This
yet.
is where you went wildly wrong. The fact that you put any thought towards wardrobe. You could look as good as this.
Yeah, that's the
If
problem.
you just stop thinking about it.
Look, I stopped thinking about it and still look better than you do.
And I'm still pissed off. By the way, case in point, I'm still pissed off that you ruined black V-neck shirts for me.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to wear a black V-neck shirt.
No, it'd probably suit you.
It would. I look amazing.
It would be slimming.
I look phenomenal in black V-neck shirts.
Absolutely.
And then this dick, every day of his life, comes walking in with a black V-neck shirt. It's like, oh, you're going to take the most understated, classic, easy, looks good in pretty much every situation look. You're going to take that from me.
You just described why I did it.
I know. You know what? You know what?
Yeah.
I'm buying black V-neck shirts.
Do it. You've already got the jeans. Own that.
You don't get to claim jeans.
Let's do it from now on.
You don't get to claim jeans.
Well, your jeans, they're not. Actually, those are nice jeans.
Are they?
You don't typically wear like nicer jeans, but those are good ones.
These are my
Probably Levi's.
Dude, these are my only jeans. What are you talking about? I have one pair of jeans.
What?
I have one pair of jeans.
Can we get Spirit Whiskey Friday? We're already running long. Can we drink the fucking whiskey? All right. This is their peated release. This is 10th Street Distilling. Yeah. This is founded by Virig Saxena and Vishal Gori. And I'm kind of excited to try this.
I'm very excited to try this. If you had put this under my nose in a blind,
Ooh.
I would have promised you this was a peaty scotch. This
1 year. 1 year old. Our baby barrels are this, but ours are like Butterscotch Explosion.
Okay.
These are Earth and Vegetal Explosion.
Yes, exactly. Earth and Vegetal. It's interesting that we had two whiskeys recently that had Earth and a Vegetal.
And they're doing used oak. They're trying to replicate everything. Scotch White's so light, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to find like a new make quality to it, but the peat is taking over any amount of new make.
It's in the palate. The new make is in the palate.
Yeah, it's definitely young. But, dude, I mean, if they're going for classic Islay peatiness, they're like right on the trail.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to see what this turns into.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this is good with no faults already, right? It's definitely young.
Yeah.
But it's good with no faults. It's headed in every right direction.
It's going in a very fun direction. I think there's one thing that I was aggressively curious about is where did you get the Scottish peat?
Well, we can get peated malt.
I know, but did they, hold on, because it sounded like you were saying they were doing everything over in California. Did they pull peated malt?
No, the grain's coming from Scotland.
Okay.
Yeah, you can get Baird's heavily peated.
Because I know getting actual peat from Scotland here, I
don't know where they're getting their peated malt, but they're bringing in peated malt.
Okay.
If they were peating it,
yeah,
it would be somewhere. Like, we would know. And I looked all over the website and said, there's nothing like that.
Yeah.
They're just bringing in the grain. If I'm wrong, someone correct that.
Yeah.
Because I assumed that I couldn't find it, that it wasn't there.
10th Street American Whiskey, the most forgettable name, but one of the most interesting whiskeys happening.
I can't wait to see what's going on with these guys in the future. All right, we got Uno Mas.
If you're a Scotch person, that's very exciting.
And I was going to use the same glass, but there's no way after that pour that you can put something else in that glass. This one is from, I don't know if you remember these guys, the Magnificent Bastards, Erin and Erin Frederick, the Erins.
Erin and Erin Frederick, you magnificent bastard.
The Erins. We named them the Erins. Actually, they probably have many people.
So I didn't hold
Erins.
it backwards. It's just that's the only thing.
Well, it was an unlabeled bottle from Flying Leap Vineyards, right?
Okay.
In Arizona. So this is an Arizona distillery, and the guy from Flying Leaps, who's in charge, Mark Beres, Beres or something like that, said, "Here's what's in this whiskey."
Okay.
So this is a double oak rye, which means it started in charred oak, like it's supposed to with a rye, right? And then they finished it for 17 months.
It's a nice color on it.
In Tempranillo port barrels.
That's actually, that's where the color comes from. Because 17 months is not long, but a port barrel finish, that'll give you some color.
Yeah. So.
Ooh, okay.
That smells funky. Hang on a second. I need a pause and a breath.
This is dried fruits and nuts.
Yeah.
Really dried fruits and nuts and.
There's a funky.
Like a malty,
almost off note, but not quite off.
It's like very ripe. It's like if you
overripe fruit.
If you dried out an overripe fruit, if that makes sense. And then there's like walnuts and.
It's the point at which the fruit gets where you're like, I probably shouldn't eat this, but it smells good.
I still eat it. It's good. It's not rotten. It's fine. You got about 3 hours in that window of time to get it.
It's like an avocado.
Right. Oh, I was about to go off on another tangent.
We don't need another tangent.
No, I think we've met the quota.
Yeah, for the last 3 videos. Wow, this is funky. I wish I could have tried the rye beforehand.
There's a granola quality to like the honey and the fruity and like there's like nuts involved. Like
I gotta say, I don't like the
and
nose.
Peanuts and you don't like the nose?
No.
I'm intrigued by the nose.
I agree.
I'm intrigued by the nose.
It is complex, dense, and ever changing.
You know what I think?
But I don't like.
Here's what you don't like about it. Because it's not the sappy pine note, but it's threatening to me.
It's threatening, and it's got that overripe fruit taking me a little too far.
And there's like this, it's very complex. It's interesting.
Oh, I like the taste.
Ooh. Wow.
That was a surprise.
It's quite a bit.
Oh, don't like the aftertaste. It's changing. It embraced that overripe fruit note to finish.
See, I didn't get that on the finish.
Yeah, I did.
For
almost
me,
sour.
The finish, it ramped up. Big, beautiful, rich, voluptuous. Oh, I'm going to go back in again.
Yeah, my first sip, I thought, oh, that's good. I still think that first blush is really good.
I'm saying bready.
It's like a really fruit-heavy bready.
Bready. There's like a cinnamon quality to it.
But then that aftertaste gets dry and thin and sort of drops off a cliff.
It does drop off a cliff.
It's a little bit, that overripe sour note is back.
See, for me, it just drops off a cliff. I'm not left with a note that I'm concerned about. It just ramps up. It's like, wow, that's very rich and impressive.
I have a thought. What if we Tempranillo finished the peated Scotch?
What?
The peated Scotch style whiskey.
Why would you eat?
Just a little. Just a little. Oh.
What? No, that's not. No, you don't know. It's your stupid teeth. My black.
Oh, it's really good.
Hold on.
Wait here.
It
You're gonna thank me.
it knocked off some of the liveliness of the peat.
Yeah, but it filled in all of the vegetal notes with the sweet fruit note.
Sweet fruit, and there's almost like this charred woody quality for some weird reason.
Yeah. That's my favorite thing we've had in this episode. Come on, right?
That's fantastic.
Yeah. This is why blending is my preferred territory.
Hey, no, I've got it. Wheel for like a batch of episodes. Just change clothing.
So I have new clothes now. I've been trying to figure out what I want to wear when I'm not.
You could be rocking the blue whiskey tribe today.
Oh, you mean we need to swap?
Yeah.
I don't want to wear your outfits. I want to wear something else.
No, you wear mine.
No, I don't want to.
Yes.
Like, the only way I'm wearing yours if it's actually your clothing and it doesn't fit.
Yes.
And then the only reason you have to wear mine that
Yes.
obviously doesn't fit.
What do you think I'm saying?
Oh, okay. So this is basically 3 episodes of Rex's belly button.
I give the people what they want.
Pants too?
I'll undo my belt. The theories around that.
You're not even going to be able to get them past the waist. There's no way. There's no way there's going to be a rated X episode.
We'll try. Here's what you do. You bring me 2 pairs of pants. So
In case one on each leg. And then you're still like button them across. like chaps.
No.
They're like
I
chaps.
have to wear your medallion with an
like
extender
really low, yeah.
on hover over my jump.
Poor Dan.
Here's defining stealing and drinking.
You fight me a fight for
Steal, but you steal your liver side.
drink.
May you drink with us. Why? Look, these are very respectable people that require a respectable ceremony.
This is Kate and Joe Van Name.
Oh, never mind. I take it back.